Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 tutorial video. In this video I'll show you the first steps in Farming Simulator 25. And this is a beginner-friendly tutorial. But I try to make it as short as possible that it doesn't take 1 hour or even longer, and therefore I can't tell you everything in this video. Most of the detailed topics are topics for other tutorials. Okay, so let's start. We start with the career. This is the normal game mode in Farming Simulator 25. And when you first start, it looks like that. You have quite a lot of empty slots for save games, and you can have up to 20 save games in total. It's like that. And we start with the first one and then continue. And now you can choose between different maps and between different presets. In the beginning, at release time of FarmSim 25, we only have the 3 base game maps, but later there will be modded maps as well, and you can access them through here as soon as you have installed them. Now we have Riverbend Springs for America, Hutan Pantai, it's an Asian map, and Sri Lanka, it's a Central Eastern Europe map. We go for Riverbend Springs, and as presets we have New Farmer, which is good for beginner, Farm Manager for more advanced people, and for Start from Scratch, which is for people who want it a little bit harder. And we go back to New Farmer, and we add in some more money to have it even more easy. So we start from 100,000, and here we can go up to 1 million bucks. And then we make one more change. This is down here, the guided intro tour. I would recommend that you play this guided intro tour at least one time. Maybe after you follow this tutorial, you make a new save game with the guided intro tour, because then you can still learn something more. But right now we don't want this, and so I say no. Okay, and now here for continue. And this is the page where we can choose all our mods. As I have a pre-order version, I have the MacDon pack, and I have it activated. Later when you play, maybe this will be full of symbols and mods, but right now it's just this. And maybe if you order later, you don't even have this one. So, I clicked on go on. And now the map has to be prepared for us, and we have to wait a little bit. And what I want to say is, usually I call it short FS25, which is one way to call Farming Simulator 25. Others say FarmSim 25. And so if I just say FS25, you know it's Farming Simulator 25. It's just this game. And I want to add that there are millions of ways how to play this game, and every way how to play the game is a correct, right, and good way. So there is no perfect way to play Farming Simulator, even if some videos might suggest this. This is maybe the perfect way to play for the one who makes this video, but every way to play it is a good way. And you can play it with very easy conditions, or you can play it with hard conditions. You can play it completely realistically, as close to real life as possible, or you can play it unrealistic with you can cheat in money to buy the biggest tractor, or you never cheat. It's all up to you. And so you can just enjoy it. And what I show you now is one basic way to start. It's not the best way, it's just a basic way to start. And it's an easy way to start. So now we are at 100%. We can start here, we can click. And then we come into the character editor. There will be a dedicated tutorial about this. And I just show you, we could, for example, change the person that we want to play. Let's take this guy. Oh, he doesn't have hair now. We could add hair, so we go to the hair section and we just choose some hair. Why not that? We could also change the clothes, shoes, hats, gloves, and so on. Let's give him a hat because we are in America. So now he has a hat and we are good to go. Confirm. Here we are. And when you start first time, at the left side up there, you see the help window. And this is very, very useful, especially in the beginning. And I would definitely recommend to use this, because here you can see which keys to press for the most important things that you can do in this moment. And I can tell you the keys for the PC player, but as I don't have a console, I can't show you the console buttons to press. But in this help menu, you can see them, which is very good. So now here we are at our farm. Let's just have a look. There at the left side we have a decorative building, then the white building is a farmhouse, and there is Grandpa Walter. We can talk to him. Here we have a little shed with a small trailer, and there a decorative building, and over there we have a small market stall where we can sell our stuff. This is our own market stall, and there are other selling stations as well on the map, so not only this. And when we want to go, I just move my mouse to turn around. And when I want to go, I press the W button, like in other games, and with the S button or S key backward, A to the left, D to the right. This is just like in other games. And when I'm walking, I can still with my mouse. So we don't talk to Grandpa Walter right now. And here we have our main barn. And we see one tractor. It's a John Deere tractor. And when we go here through this, we see another tractor. And this is a cultivator. And there we have a sowing machine. And yeah, we will need one of those tractors later. And you can use the other equipment even later. And here we have a bag with seeds, which is useful for the sewing machine. And when we go out here, we see a combine harvester, a Massey Ferguson. So, and this is something that we will use in a minute, but before I want to show you the PDA map and the menu. With the escape button, I can open the menu, and in the beginning it always starts with the map, the PDA map. And here we are close to our farm. There in the center is our farm, and we can see all those symbols. The pulsing one, that's me. And I'm standing in front of the the combine harvester, and there you can see the tractor. If you click on that, you can see the tractor, and you can do something with it. You can enter it, or you can reset it to the shop. You can even sell it, but we don't want to sell it. So now our view changed because I clicked on the tractor. But maybe we just stay a little bit with the symbols. Here we already saw our little market stall, and that is the symbol for a selling station. And when we click on that, we see small farmer's kiosk. And this seems to be a selling station too, but it's just an unloading station. When I click on it, we can see this is our silo. And here is our farmhouse. And down there is Walter. And you can talk to everyone who has this symbol here. For example, we see Ben, who is a good friend of Walter, and you can also talk to Ben. Then we have different symbols down here. We have this factory symbol, and those are production buildings. Here, for example, we have the cement factory, and we have a dredging boat, which is also a production. And in the village, we have a tailor shop, and you can bring fabric that you produced out of your wool or cotton, and in the tailor shop it will be produced to clothes. And if you own the tailor shop, you have clothes in the end and can sell them for a very, very good price. But that's not the whole map. Let's just zoom out a little bit with a scroll wheel. And here we can see the whole map. And those colorful patches, they are all the fields. And the color resembles what is growing on it. And we have to go back here where we can read hotspots now. We go back, and now we see soil composition, whether it's fertilized and such thing, whether there are weeds growing. We see the growth stage, and orange is ready to harvest. And then we see the crop types, and we have a whole list of crop types, and they all have symbols and certain colors. And those colors are on the fields, and we can see when it's this yellow, it's a wheat field. So we go closer again. We can also see something else. All the fields that have a green number with a green square underneath, they are owned by us. So we own 4 fields on Riverbend Springs. This rather big one and those 3 ones just below our farm. And the other ones, they have a black background at the number. We don't own them, but we can sell them. And yeah, there are other things that we can watch and do on this menu. We just skip through them. This is the crop calendar, where you can see what you can grow and when you can harvest it. Here you have the animals. There you have contracts. Here you can see all the production buildings that are available on the map. And you could buy them, and then you can produce bread, for example. Here we have at the left side all fill types that are available, that they are crops, and they are also products and things that you could buy and such. And you see the prices at the different sell points here. And you can see down there how the prices change in the year. So now the price for barley is rather down, and in January you get a good price. And then there is the settings menu with subcategories where you can change quite a lot. We just change one thing, which is game settings here. And you can change a lot here. And all this is topics for 5 to 10 tutorial videos. So nothing for now, but we changed the time scale. 5 times then compared to the real time is a good time if you don't have a lot to do and you know what you're doing. But in the beginning, I would suggest real time. Then you have enough time to get acquainted with your farm, to get acquainted with the map. You have time to go around and visit the town and such, and do everything that is needed at the first day of your save game. And the basic settings are 1 day in the game is equal to 1 month, and this is a good setting for the beginning. Okay, now we can go back, and here we are. So we know we own the fields here, and we can go here. This is a wheat field, and now we get the field info. It's farmland 3, it's owned by you, the crop type is wheat, and it's ready to harvest. And we want to harvest it. So we go there to our combine harvester. And now we press the E key to enter it. Now we sit inside, and we have this header attached. And the first thing is we leave this shed. So with the W key, we drive outside. Okay, now we stop. And then I press the Q key to detach this trailer wagon. Like that. And then we drive around because we need to attach this header to the front of the vehicle. Like so. And when we are at the right position to attach it, we get this information. Q, attach tool, Massey Ferguson, and so on and so forth. So, Q. And now it's attached. We can go backward with the S button. And now we have this header attached. So, now let's just drive to the corner of the field. And there are several ways how to do it. And everything is good. It depends on your preferences. One way is to just harvest yourself. The other is you can have a steering assist with GPS. Or you can let a helper do the whole job. What we want to do now is we start with harvesting ourselves, because it's very good to get to know how all this works. And I would recommend maybe you just harvest at least the first field all by yourself to get acquainted with the harvester. And yeah, and later you can choose whether you want to use the helper or the steering assist or however you want to do this. So, to work with the harvester, we have to first unfold it with the X. Okay, this is a little bit of unfolding. And then we have to switch it on with B. And now we have to lower the header that it's close to the ground. and able to cut the grain. Okay, and now we can just go forward and we are harvesting. And down there at the right side you see this circle where you see your speed, the speed meter, and above that you see wheat, and we already have 300, nearly 400 liters harvested. And there you can always see how much you already harvested. So the first thing we do is we make our headlands, and that means first we drive around 2 or 3 times, and then we could go up and down. And yeah, to have those headlands helps us later to stay in the field and not to need to make our U-turns out of the field. Because outside of the field you can see there are trees and it could be very difficult to make your U-turn. And inside the field it's much easier, provided it is free. So you don't want to drive on your crops. So in this video I will just do one of those headlands myself, because everything else would take too long. And yeah, but I think it's a good idea to start with harvesting the whole field yourself. So soon we are done. We already have 2000 liters of wheat. Okay. And the last thing we will do is just finish the row and turn. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then we switch it off, or we turn it off. And then we take care of the helper. And to show you what happens with the helper, we go into the dialogue with the helper, but usually you would just need to press the H button. But we want to see more, so we press the H button and hold it for a second or so. And now we come into the AI settings, and here you can choose between the AI helper, who does it all on his own, or the steering assist that just helps you with steering, but you have to go forward and stop and all this and that. And usually all the settings here are sensible for the vehicle that you use. And if you know it very well and better than the game, you can change this, but usually this is just perfect. And so and what you can see is the headlands, it's 2 in this case, they are just going around and then it is going back and forth. We say OK, and now we say H, just very short. And as we already worked a part of the field and I didn't do it perfectly, right now the helper is a little bit confused. So it is thinking about whether he needs to work on this road here, whether there is enough to do or not. So this is just normal, this behavior. When we have now he is thinking about whether he can do a shortcut. Usually when we start fresh directly with the helper, he doesn't behave like that, but he just start harvesting around doing his headlands and it's good to go. But now he has to find out what is already done. So, and depending on how much you worked and how precise it was, this finding out will take longer or shorter. And yeah, if you want to use the helper, usually it's best to start from the beginning with the helper. But I wanted to show you how to drive and do it your own, because it's important to be able to do it your own. And yeah, then I think it's also important to see how this helper is fighting now to find out what we already did. But it will become better. And at least the last time when I did it, it became better, and then he worked just nicely. This is different to FS22 and the versions before, because usually the helper was just going up and down and doing his U-turns outside of the field, which made it difficult when there were trees or other objects outside of the field. And now we have those courses with the headlands and such, and yeah, that makes the helper much better in total, much better, but it makes it more difficult for the helper to find the beginning when you already did quite around. And now he is deciding to start the second headland. I just make a recording break and then I'm back with you when this helper found out what he needs to do. So I think now we are good to go, and we leave this combine harvester now and let them do their work on their own. And I press the E key and run away. Sometimes the vehicle with the helper stops when I'm standing in the way, so I have to run away. And now we prepare a trailer to get this grain that we just harvested and then later sell it. So I go and fetch one of the tractors, and you can see a deer there. Do you see it? There are less deers than in FS22, but they are still there, and yeah, they are of no use, they are just decorative. So we go to this tractor here, which is a John Deere tractor, and we jump inside with the E key. Here we are, and W to go outside. And then we saw this little trailer at the shed in the front of the farm. Here. And I myself prefer to drive backwards when I look to the front. And it depends on you. And if you have difficulties with driving backward, or especially when you have a trailer and want to drive backwards, this is normal to have difficulties, and you just have to train a lot. It took me a while to learn it. Most people learn it much faster than me when you already played games where you drive vehicles, it's much easier for you. But even a granny like me can learn it. So now here we are, and we wait until the combine is full. And while we wait, I show you a little bit. That is very nice. We can sit inside the tractor but with the camera from outside like that. And oh, by the way, the steering happens just with the A and D key, or if you have a controller, you can use the controller. And you can even use a controller, a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller if you play on PC. For a lot of players this is much easier. Yeah, but what I wanted to show to you is how to sit inside the tractor and view from inside. This is the C key, and you can read it in the help menu, select camera. And now we are sitting inside. We can have a look at everything, what is inside, and we can drive like that, like in real life. Some players love to play like that because it gives this real life feeling. Other players, they get motion sick, or they have this narrowed view in this way to play, and they don't like it so much. So it differs. And for some, they switch from this to that from time to time. I personally prefer to play outside because I tend to get motion sick, and I know a lot of other players who always play like that. So I go back outside with the C key. And now we want to know what is going on with the combine harvester. Will it be full soon? And I can use the tab key to switch from one vehicle to the other. And that's what I will do now. Now we are in the combine harvester, and we can see there is already 74%. It will still take a minute or two to become full. Yes, but it's soon the case that it will be full. And now I press the tab key again. Now I'm sitting in my Challenger tractor. By the way, this is bigger than the John Deere tractor. And now we are back in the John Deere. And according those tractors and the fields and the farm, all this, what I show you, this is the tractor and this is the field we own. This is for Riverbend Springs. On other maps, it is different. And yeah, it is different on the base game maps. They all look different. They have different fields, and Hutan Pantai has different starting equipment. And when you have a mod map, it might be even more different. So this is nothing that is the same on every map, but the way how to drive in your vehicle and how to activate it and how to do the harvesting, this stays the same. So now we wait until it's full. Now the combine harvester is full, and then it puts out his pipe, and we go there with our tractor. Like so. Okay. And as soon as we drive under this pipe with our trailer, this unloading process starts automatically. And we have to wait a few seconds, and at the right side down there where we can read wheat, we can see how it's filling up. And now we leave the field again. And we can think about what to do with this wheat. We could sell it right now, or we could store it and sell it later. What we will do is we will store it for 1 second and then get it back again and sell it then. So right now. But first I want to show you how you can see which price you get and where to sell. We go back into the menu and we have just seen it before. This is where those statistic symbols are. And now we search for wheat, which is down there. It is in alphabetical sorting on this. Wheat is down here. And we can see the price in August is bad. The price in January would be much better. And if you can afford it and you don't need the money right now, it's best to wait till January. But if you really need money urgently, then you could sell now. And this is a personal decision and it depends on your situation in this moment. So it's not wrong to sell right now, but you don't get as much money then if you wait till January. And above this, you can see all the selling stations where you could sell it. Starting with the farmer's market, Goldcrest Valley, you need to use the train to sell it. Then the Grain Barge Terminal 1, Grain Barge Terminal 2, Grain Mill, and Grain River Silo. And here you can see the distance, which is a new feature of FS25 and very useful. And there you can see all the prices. When the symbol is red, it goes down, and when the symbol is green, it goes up, the price. And yeah, we could see the farmer's market price is the best right now, but it's rather far away. And the Grain Barge Terminal 2 is rather close. The price is still decent. And now I can decide again, do I want to get the best price and drive a longer distance, or am I lazy and just go to the next selling station? In this case, I'm lazy and I want to sell it at the Grain Barge Terminal 2. But where is it? Here before the name, we can just activate it and then we can use the tag place function. And first we can look at the map, and somewhere it will be pulsating. This is us, this triangle, and down there it's pulsating. So it's just across the river and then down there, and we have this selling station where we want to go. And that is where we want to go. I leave this menu. Okay. And now we go there. And probably you already forget. And now where should we go? We can have a small mini map on the screen while we are driving. So I press the 9 key. And now it's round, and when it's round, the top is always where we are looking to. Some people prefer it like that. If we press 9 again, it is square, and the north is at the top. People who love to use maps usually prefer this mode, and yeah, and then pressing 9 again, it's rather huge, the whole map, and 9 again, and it's gone. And I prefer it in the square way, but with other things, nothing is the right way, it is only preference. And down there at the corner, we see this 340 meters. So we have to go somewhere left. But as we know we have to cross the river, we shouldn't just go there, because maybe then we have to drive through the water, what is not possible. So therefore we leave our farm and search for the next road that is leading into the right direction. And this is it. And now we see the number going down and down. And now we cross the river. And here we leave the main road and use this small little road. And there we are. We see this symbol here. This is looking like a tipper in a circle, and that is the symbol where we can unload things. For example, at selling stations. What we want to do now. So we go there in this tunnel-like building, and now we get the dump symbol I for we want to dump the wheat. I press the I button and now we get money. It goes up, our money, as long as we are unloading. And then we see we got 6,616 euros or dollar for harvest income. We made our first money in Farming Simulator, which is awesome. And that is just the first step in the wonderful, huge world of Farming Simulator. You can do a lot in this game. You can play for 10,000 of hours in this game on different maps with different vehicles, different play styles. You can explore really a lot. But in the beginning it might be confusing because there is a lot to learn. And don't be sad about it, and don't throw the game away when you think, I don't know what to do. Maybe if it's hard for you in the beginning, you could just wait for the tutorials to come. If you watch this video later and not at the release day of the game, then there will be a lot of tutorials out there, especially on YouTube. I will make hundreds of tutorials and other YouTubers as well. And if you want just a short answer, you can go into the menu again, and down there we have this help section, and in short form they write about all the important topics and you get the information, and a lot of players are already happy with this information. And if it's not enough for you, as I said, wait for the tutorials. As soon as I have time, I'm planning to make a follow-along tutorial. We will start more or less like that, and then we will go on and we will build up our farm step by step, and every time having a different topic. And yeah, so, and as long as I don't have this follow along tutorial series, it will be a series with a lot of tutorials, then you can just explore what you can find out with the game. Okay, and if you want to go on with this save game, you could just do it, and you could finish the harvest of the wheat, sell the stuff or keep it. You could harvest the the canola that is on the other field, you could sow something on the already plowed field and you could cultivate the other fields. Maybe wait for September, then you can sow wheat or barley, and today you could sow canola. That would be a start to get your farm going. Okay, and other than that, that's it for this video. If you want to buy FS25 now, I would be happy if you use my Granny Tana order link for PCs. The link is in the video description below. This allows me to make the videos earlier. Now I wish you a wonderful day, thank you for watching and all the best till next time. Tschüss!